Hello everyone, going into game number 2 of the brand new deck that I just made, getting a kind of weird hand, although weird in this deck isn't necessarily a bad thing. Drawing triple Thunderbird, which, that's fine because a lot of people have an incredibly hard time getting over this. Even if they summon something with enough attack this turn to get over it, I can just bottomless or use Fiendish Chain, and then I can banish it, and then it'll have 1950, and then that'll be it for that. I could set Duplicity as a bluff, but because I use this as an important recycle card and I'm only running one right now, I'm going to hold on to it. It will be really useful down the line most likely. Now, something I should say about this deck is it gets a lot of rage quits. So if I get rage quits, I won't be surprised at all. When I first made it and was first testing it, I actually won with more rage quits than I did any other way. It was kind of entertaining, slightly annoying at the same time because I couldn't test it. No one was sticking around long enough for me to see if the combos consistently worked or not, or how the top decking would work. But eventually I was able to find quite enough people to actually have it work, so that's fine. And drawing into a Vanity's Emptiness, nice card to draw. Probably not going to set it though. One of these could easily be an MST, and I need to save this. It's an incredibly good card against a lot of decks right now. I guess always. It always has been, unless you go back like 7 years when the game was still young. And they have a Scrap Iron Scarecrow. That is kind of unfortunate because you can only use Thunderbird's effect once per turn. Not just this Thunderbird, but any Thunderbird in general. So even if I were to summon another one, one of them would have to be unprotected. Although I suppose I might just to... Oh, that's great, because it wasn't actually able to negate the effect, because this is off the field, the attack never went... that's entertaining, I didn't even think about that. So Scrap Iron Scarecrow, not working against Thunderbird, never mind. That puts me back into a very nice position. Now, usually, let's see, my opponent is sending kind of a mixed... Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I was gonna say they're sending kind of a mixed message because usually when you set a card like this, it's gonna be to protect something, but because they set another monster, it means that they were comfortable with this being there. So I wasn't sure what I would have wanted to attack. Now this is gonna be a really dangerous card. I need to get rid of this right now. Although this could be even more dangerous. I'm gonna risk that it's not another Swarm of Locusts, but this could potentially be a Pac-Man deck. That's cool. I haven't played a Pac-Man deck in ages. It was kind of popular as a budget-friendly deck for a long while. I forget how many years ago. It's just kind of an averagely popular deck that some people like to use. It's definitely not something you see often anymore though, but it runs tons of little monsters that you stall out the bigger ones, and then you keep flipping and poking with the smaller monsters that have usually removal or burn effects. Cool. Golem Sentry. I used to run a rock type deck, and along with a bunch of other monsters, I was using Golem Sentry as one of the best cards in the deck. Not something you see every day. Not a popular card by any means though, because even if it gets attacked and flipped, it doesn't gain an effect. Right now, I'm gonna go for this because Golem Sentry, by all means, it doesn't hurt Thunderbird. I can just keep banishing itself and I never lose field presence. And because Pac-Man decks, they don't summon any big monsters, they just like to poke with small things. Since that's gonna be the case, I don't mind if I have an open monster field, that's fine. Okay, Vanity's Emptiness, not going to do me a bit of good right now, so I'm going to go ahead and set it. If they have an MST, another Swarm of Locusts, then hopefully they hit this. Come to think of it, Bottomless Trapole isn't going to be doing me any good either. Yeah, they can go ahead and do that. Again, though, I'm just going to banish it. Yep, you go ahead and do that. Although I don't disagree with that, it's just... You know, you're not hurting it, but they have to be able to start poking me sometimes, so that is the right play, and they're scared of my back row. Aw, sadly, it is another Swarm of Locusts. Hopefully they hit Vanity. Yep, hitting Vanity, not going to chain it, of course. this wasn't going to help me at all. Pac-Man decks, I don't think they special summon at all, even though I see an extra deck, so I could be wrong. They could be doing something like that. I'm actually going to Mirror Force this right now. I don't like this card being on the field. If they have another threatening roar or even a Woboku, I don't want that to happen and continue to lose my monsters. So I'm going to see if I can finally attack over this Golem Sentry. Yes, I can. Still not going to set Duplicity as a bluff. I got rid of double Swarm of Locusts, so I'm not going to be losing a whole lot of back row unless they draw into MST. And this Thunderbird is continuing, it's just going to continue to wreak havoc. Huh, I could also summon Strike Ninja. But I'm not going to. I don't need to at this point. I'd rather wait for a Ninja Trap just in case I actually do draw something. And especially against a deck like this, if you think that you're going to be able to attack them directly, you will be wrong most of the time until they've wiped out all their resources. As you can see, my opponent already had double Threatening Roar. Although I highly disagree on the timing of how they used it, because 1950, it's kind of a lot, but at the same time, not really. They should have saved it. And I actually have a Safe Zone Lock capability right now. So let's see, do I want to do that? I think I might. I'm going to use it on Strike Ninja though, since Thunderbird is going to be very very good this duel, very potent. I'm sure what word to use there. So now, even if they have something good, again, I can just bounce with Thunderbird and like nothing ever happened. They'll just go 1 for 1 if anything. Roar back? Huh. This is a very old school build of a Pac-Man deck. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they found this online or something, or if they had this in real life, and even online if it was a really old build, and they just decided to use it. Kind of... Okay, that's kind of interesting. A little bit nostalgic, because I've seen a lot of people run this deck before. And it looks like they had nothing since they outright ended. So I'm going to try that again. If they had had a better spell or trap to use, they would have. I'm also guessing that they don't have anything to stop the attack because I've already used double roar, which that's why I didn't agree with it. Like right now I have much more damage on board. They could have protected themselves. And I'm going to go ahead and thin the deck and get a Hanzo out, or at least in my hand. But I'm actually not going to go for the Key Beetle lock just yet. Pac-Man decks are incredibly slow, potentially slower than a Jar even, and that's a pretty slow deck. Inner Duality. Let's see if they draw into anything good. Okay, they're going to take the swords. And they're running Lynx though. That's cool. As anyone hopefully noticed in my other Jar videos, it is a very deathly card. Oh, okay. Or a very, very incredible card for drawing. But they're going to go for the swords after all. So, okay, nothing I can do about that really. Sadly, no XYZs that allow me to pop back row, are there? I don't... Well, I could use Beelzebub, but... yeah, I'm beating them card advantage pretty big, or pretty well, so... Okay, my only option would be Crazy Box, and that's only a 1 in 6 chance, so obviously not going to do that. At this point... I could still run into a dark hole. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to end there. I'm going to have to let them do some stuff, though, because Swords is on the field, unless I get an MST. Which, that's kind of too bad. I was hoping to go for game already. And, for the sake of getting other stuff in my grave, I'm going to summon Abyss. Now, if I do lose all my monsters to a dark hole or something, although I won't lose Thunderbird, I'll then be able to use Pot of Duplicity because each of these is a different kind. I don't even think I have a monster in the grave yet. No, I'm not even going to check. I definitely don't. Cool. Getting another Fiendish Chain. This is a great card to draw against Pac-Man. I'm going to put this to defense, I guess just in case. Really, I don't have to, though. And next turn will hopefully be a deciding factor because Swords is gone. My opponent clearly top decking. I'll let them draw. I'm not gonna Fiendish Chain that. There's other cards that could be much more threatening, especially because I can just run over it with Abyss. Oh, they top decked into the next swords. Dirty. Okay, so my opponent is definitely making this take much longer than it has to. I have a commanding lead in pretty much all aspects, although, well, kind of think of it, they will be able to draw some cards. See, that's both of the... what do I want to do with this? 8, 9... You know what? I am going to go for... No, I'm not going to use Beelzebub yet. What the heck? What do I even want to do with that? Okay, I'm going to summon the other Thunderbird, and I'm going to end up just using one of them as an XYZ material. Really? Okay. Well, I guess that's a good card to use. I will be using Safe Zone because this is useless to me. Target that Thunderbird. And then I'm just going to bounce the other one away. So they're really just going 1 for 2, although that's not bad. Then... See, now I have a monster in the grave. 2, actually, so I can use Duplicity soon. But that's going to be all I can do for this turn. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, compared to their... Okay, Beelzebub isn't going to be able to be used anymore. But I have such a commanding lead that I don't care. And you know what? No, I'm going to use Fiendish Chain like I should have before. Obviously not going to bounce this one because then Safe Zone wouldn't be on it. I might as well keep it there for now. No, I have Ghost Trick House. That's... Oh, okay, that's an interesting new tech card that you can use for Pac-Man. And Malefic, what is going on? Finally gonna get to use the bottomless that I've been saving this entire duel. Wow, that was, what a twist. Maybe it is, M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong that he's running this deck. Okay, I might actually end up having to Fiendish Chain that, because that's a lot of damage. What the heck? Who would even do such a thing? And they're gonna attack over the right one. What the heck? No, I'm just gonna let this die. That's fine. I'll take some damage, whatever. No, not even that much damage because of Ghost Trick House. Wow. A Pac-Man Malefic deck using Ghost Trick House. That actually kind of makes sense. Huh. No, that actually makes a lot of sense. Use the smaller flip monsters as support. Nice. Okay. I can't attack this turn. I would like to draw into an MST. On second thought, no, I'm not going to Duplicity just yet. I'm going to keep saving it. I don't need to. So now this will allow me to get over the Cyber End, or the Malefic Cyber End Dragon. And, I'm not sure if I want to set the duality or the evac or not. You do have to be kind of careful with this deck because it is easy to, when you're running this many continuous traps, it's easy to overload your back row, so you do have to be kind of mindful of that. Although it's only happened once, and I made some mistakes, so it wasn't a big deal. Okay, so they're gonna obviously try to attack with that. I'm just gonna activate the Super Transformation. I'm not sure what these are. They've been on the field for quite a long time now. So, of course, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah. Get rid of the Malefic, summon my White Dragon Ninja. I don't even have to worry about getting a lock on this because, well, it's a Pac-Man deck. They don't really have that many cards to destroy it that are fast enough for me to worry about. And one of the other reasons why I like to set on Duplicity sometimes is there are only 2 of these in the deck. Occasionally you will end up drawing to them as dead draws. At least they're dead most of the time. So it's good to be able to recycle one back into the deck and use it later on. I'm going to summon a Malefic Stardust. I applaud them for creativity. It's a Pac-Man Malefic deck. That's actually pretty cool. But unfortunately for them, I'm going to be able to run over both of their monsters. Next turn. What am I thinking? Okay. Go for another one, but that wouldn't be smart. Okay, gonna shift that to defense because it can't be destroyed anyways. I would like to summon the other one of these, but it won't really do me any good. So just so I don't have to discard, I'm gonna set the evac. If I really need to use it, I can. I can just send. I guess I would send Malefic Stardust back. That'd be my best target. How many have they banished already? Double Cyber End and a Stardust. Okay. Sometimes it can be good, especially late game, to evac a Malefic and force them to dead draw one of them. And they are scared of my back row now because they weren't. Oh, scared of my back row. No, there's nothing to attack. Right. This is too big, and then they can't run over that. Okay, so first let's get rid of Lakuta. And then let's try to run over Stardust and see if this works. Okay, cool, it worked. I guess I could have summoned another monster, but I didn't for some reason. So hopefully that wasn't a mistake, not resummoning something. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get stopped. I thought there was a good chance that they would stall me or something wouldn't work. But I guess maybe they're not down to anything good. Alright, that is going to be the final Stardust if I evac it. I think. They'll probably attack into... Oh, really? Gonna attack into Thunderbird? That's probably not the best idea. It can't be destroyed, and because they have Ghost Recouts out, I take, like, no damage from that. Ah, was that the... No, wait, that was only the second Stardust. Okay. Kind of getting into critical mass when it comes to cards here. So let's go ahead and use Spy's Effect. Apparently there's something to change. Maybe they're running a Max C. That would be a good idea. I'm not going to be XYZing this turn though, so it's just going to be a 1-for-1. Oh. Okay, Force Back. That's interesting too. Then, in that case, I'm going to summon the other Thunderbird, because I'm not going to be using this one's effect anyways. Sadly, that's not going to be game though, because this can't attack directly, and this is going to get halved. So I'm going to do like something 25 at 825. Jeez. I'm going to discard the Vanity's Emptiness. I've already gotten rid of all of the Malefics that I'm going to have to worry about. So this isn't going to do me any good. It'll only end up hurting me because I haven't used a single XYZ yet, so there's still potential for me to do that. Even though I think I have game at this point. There's not much my opponent can do. Wait, this is another effect? What just tried to activate? Oh, it resolved. Oh, okay, it hadn't resolved. I thought it was trying to activate an effect. I was like, wait, what is it? What's it trying to do? I'm confused. Okay, so attacking with the Thunderbird. Let's see if I can get game this time. Yes, getting game. My opponent ran out of cards to use, and again, they stalled me out for a while. It's another pretty long video, but if you enjoyed this video, please comment, rate, subscribe, and stay brutal.